The idea of the immigration model is that Hebrew settlement would have probably occurred at about the same time, in the latter part of the 13th century. The Hebrews could take advantage of all of these upheavals and the weakened hold of Egypt, right? Remember, Egypt had control of this area, but their grasp is weakening with the flood of people coming in from the sea and other migrations. Their hold is weakening, and the Israelites would have, or the Hebrews would have been able to take advantage of that and enter in and occupy areas in the Central Highlands. The problem with the immigration model, again, is the archaeological record. Archaeologists have indeed found several sites in the Central Hill Country, which is pretty exciting, and they're clearly newly established in the 13th, 12th, 11th centuries. So clearly something new was happening in the Central Highlands at this time. They extend throughout the land, but mostly the Central Highlands, and these are thought to be Israelite, especially because they appear in places that the Bible identifies as strongholds of Israel. So remember also, you have the Merneptah stele of 1204, in which the Egyptian pharaoh boasts that he managed to wipe out Israel. It's obviously a hyperbolic boast, but the point is, it shows that there was an identifiable entity, Israel, in Canaan by 1204. These new 13th century settlements, however, are in their material culture, that is to say, their pots and their jars and their houses, entirely Canaanite. The inhabitants seem to have been peasant farmers like other Canaanites. One interesting difference is the absence of any pig bones, which is kind of interesting. But in any event, this suggests that these settlements were established peacefully, not by a group coming in and conquering. Maybe they emerged from within, rather than being established by peoples immigrating from without. So there are two other models then, models different from the immigration model, two other models for understanding the formation of Israel that build on this archaeological evidence. The second model is what we call the Revolt Model. The Revolt Model proposes that Israel began really as a social revolution within Canaan. We do have a set of letters. These are letters that date from the 14th century BCE. They were written by people in Canaan to the Pharaoh in Egypt. Remember, the Pharaoh still has control over Canaan at this time. And in these letters are lots of complaints about groups that are causing turmoil and upset in Canaan. They're challenging Egypt's rule. And these people are called Habiru or Abiru. They weren't an ethnic group so much as a marginal social group of people in revolt, if you will. Some have suggested that Israelites escaping from Egypt may have joined with these disaffected Canaanites in revolt, known as Abiru, these troublemakers, to establish their own settlements and to worship a liberator god, Yahweh, rather than follow the rule of Pharaoh.